Did you know that over 3 million seniors in the UK could miss out on benefits this year simply because they're unaware of new laws? That's right. 2025 eyes bringing in some big legal changes that directly affect pensions, healthcare, travel perks, and even how you access your own medical records. And here's the kicker. Most of these laws won't be sent to you in the post. So if you're over 60 or care for someone who is, you need to hear this. We're breaking down 10 new UK laws that every senior must know to protect their money, stay healthy, and avoid nasty surprises. Some will save you hundreds of pounds. Others could trip you up if you're not prepared. Stay with us until the end, because the last stone could change how you deal with scams forever. Number 1, pension age adjustment. Here's a fact many people are missing. The state pension age in the UK is rising again in 2025, and that one change could mean thousands of seniors will have to wait longer and plan smarter. If you were born after April 6, 1960, your state pension age might now be pushed to 67 or even 68, depending on government reviews and your birth year. What's worse, many people assume they'll still retire at 66 and are caught off guard when payments don't arrive. But it's not all bad news. There's a little-known rule that can work in your favor. Pension deferral. If you delay claiming your state pension, your payments increase right now by about 5.8% per year. That could mean hundreds of pounds extra annually just for waiting. For example, deferring for just 1 year could raise your weekly payments by nearly $11 a week. That's over $570 more per year every year. Also new for 2025, clearer online tools from HMRC that let you track your national insurance record in real time. You'll need at least 10 qualifying years to get anything and 35 years to receive the full pension. Missing years. You can buy them back with voluntary contributions, but this only makes sense if you plan to claim long-term. Many over 60s are also confused about how this affects their private pensions or workplace pensions. Here's the key. State pension changes don't affect private pension pots, which still usually allow access at 55, soon rising to 57. So, don't assume all your income sources shift together. Bottom line, know your date. Check your NI record. Explore deferral. A few smart moves now could prevent a very unpleasant surprise and even unlock bigger income later. Number 2, NHS Waiting Time Guarantee. In 2025, one of the most anticipated changes to healthcare in the UK is the NHS Waiting Time Guarantee Law. And if you're over 60, it could be a game-changer. This new law gives you the legal right to switch hospitals or providers if you've been waiting too long for treatment. Specifically, if your surgery, scan, or specialist appointment exceeds 18 weeks, you can now demand an alternative provider, sometimes even in the private sector, at no cost to you. It's designed to help cut dangerous backlogs, especially for older adults whose conditions can worsen with long delays. But here's the catch, you must ask for it. The NHS won't automatically offer you faster alternatives. You need to speak up. So how do you take advantage of this? Start by asking your GP or consultant, am I eligible for a shorter wait under the 18-week rule? If you qualify, they must refer you to another provider who can treat you sooner. This could cut your wait time by months and possibly improve your outcome. There's also now a push to make this process easier online through the NHS app, where seniors can track wait times and even request changes themselves. Keep in mind this rule applies mostly to non-emergency elective care, things like cataract surgery, hip replacements, or heart checks. If you're waiting endlessly, this law is your new best friend. Would you use this new waiting time rule if it saved you months of delay? Let us know in the comments. Your experience could help others too. And if you're finding this info useful, Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got 8 more laws coming that every senior needs to know. Number 3, social care means test threshold. Let's be honest, navigating social care in the UK has always felt like walking through a maze blindfolded. But in 2025, there's a significant change that could finally shift things for the better. And it's all about your money. Up until now, if you needed residential care, your savings, property, and income would be assessed to decide how much you have to pay out of pocket. The problem, the threshold was so low, even modest savers ended up footing huge bills. This year, the threshold for the means test is increasing, giving more seniors access to state-funded support. In plain English, you can now have more in savings and still qualify for financial help with care costs. For example, in 2024, if you had more than $23,250, you paid the full cost of your care. But in 2025, the upper limit is expected to rise to around $100,000, a massive jump. This means thousands of people who were previously disqualified from support could now receive help. There's also talk of a lifetime care cap being enforced, limiting how much you'll ever have to pay for care. While Rollout has been delayed before, 2025 is shaping up to be the year it's finally put into motion. It's worth checking your local council's social care policy, too. Many councils are updating their rules in line with the national reforms, and the differences between areas can be shocking. So, if you or someone you love might need care in the next few years, this isn't just a legal change, it's a lifeline. It could mean the difference between selling your home or staying in it. Number 4, digital ID for pensioners. Remember when proving who you were meant showing a passport or a bill? That's changing fast. In 2025, the UK government is officially rolling out digital ID systems for more public services, and pensioners are now included in the shift. Here's what it means. To access certain services, like checking your state pension, updating your NHS records, or applying for benefits, you'll increasingly need a verified online identity. This isn't optional in the long term. It's becoming the default. The system called gov.uk1 UK1 login is designed to replace older login like Government Gateway and NHS login with one single secure profile. For many, it's a helpful simplification. But for older adults who aren't tech-savvy or who don't own smartphones, this transition could be a barrier. So what do you need to do? Start by creating a gov.uk1 login account. You'll be asked to upload documents like your passport or driving license, and may even be prompted to record a short video selfie to confirm your identity. Sound weird? It's becoming more common. The good news is in-person support is being expanded. Libraries, post offices, and Age UK centers are being enlisted to help seniors register. But you still have to take the first step. The risk here isn't just inconvenience. If you don't register in time, you could be locked out of online pension statements, NHS letters, or even appointment bookings. For now, paper-based options still exist, but they're being phased out. So, the earlier you set this up, the smoother your access to essential services will be. It's a new digital world, and in 2025, seniors who get ahead of the curve will avoid a lot of unnecessary stress down the line. Number 5, TV license concession changes. For many older adults, watching TV isn't just entertainment. It's routine, comfort, and often companionship. But in 2025, the rules around TV license concessions are shifting again. And it's critical to know where you stand. Back in 2020, free TV licenses for over 75s were scrapped for most, unless you were claiming pension credit. Since then, Millions have either started paying or risked fines by not realizing they had to. But this year, there's a new twist. The government is expanding eligibility slightly, but the system is becoming more automated. If you're entitled to a free license, you'll need to prove you receive pension credit and keep your details up to date. If your circumstances change, even by a little, like getting a small private pension, it could tip the balance. What's more, the BBC is now cross-referencing benefits data more aggressively. Mistakes, missed updates, or overlooked forms could result in unexpected fines or canceled concessions. In fact, over 260,000 seniors were contacted last year for suspected TV license errors. But here's the good news. If you're blind or severely sight-impaired, you're still eligible for a 50% discount regardless of age. And if you live in a care home or sheltered accommodation, group license discounts might apply, but you have to apply for those through your housing manager. Bottom line, don't assume you still qualify, or that your exemption carries over automatically. Check your status yearly through the official TV licensing website or by calling their helpline. For something as simple as turning on the telly, the rules have become surprisingly complex. But a few minutes of checking can save you $159 a year or a lot of headache if the letters start piling up. Number 6. Energy bill support revisions. If you've been relying on winter fuel payments or energy discounts to soften the blow of rising utility bills, 2025 brings changes you'll definitely want to track. For years, pensioners in the UK have benefited from schemes like the winter fuel payment, the warm home discount, and cold weather payments. But starting this year, the government is rolling out a new system that consolidates Andre Definices who qualifies and how much they receive. Here's what's changing. First, eligibility for the warm home discount will now be determined automatically using a new digital matching system between energy suppliers and DWP data. If you qualify, you won't have to apply. But if there are errors in your records, you could be left out without even knowing. And the payment, it's still 150 credit, but now it's applied later in the season, closer to February than December. Second, cold weather payments are being replaced in many regions by a broader winter resilience payment, which focuses more on overall energy burden than specific temperature drops. This could benefit more seniors in milder areas, but others may lose out. Third, the government is piloting a scheme where smart meters become essential for receiving energy support automatically. So, if you haven't upgraded yet, you might miss out on fast-track payments. For those on prepayment meters, new rules are making it easier to top up remotely and avoid self-disconnection, especially in winter. But again, you'll need to register with your supplier as a vulnerable customer to trigger protections. With energy, prices still volatile, these changes could mean saving or losing hundreds of pounds a year. So, now's the time to double-check your eligibility, update your DWP records, and contact your energy provider if anything feels unclear. Number 7. Bus Pass and Transport Access Law. For many older adults, the free bus pass isn't just a nice perk. It's a lifeline. It means independence, connection, and the ability to get out without relying on others. But in 2025, some important changes are coming to the way seniors use public transport across the UK. Let's start with the good news. Free bus. Travel for those over state pension age remains in place in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. However, eligibility will now sync with the rising state pension age, meaning if your qualifying age was 66 and it's now moved to 67, you'll have to wait longer before applying. In addition to this, 2025 introduces new transport access standards for public buses and trains. Under the new rules, operators are legally required to upgrade accessibility features, including better low-floor entry, wheelchair-friendly spaces, and priority seating enforcement and failure to comply. Fines. Also changing, a national database system is being launched, linking your bus pass to your national insurance number for better fraud detection and automatic renewal. This could be convenient, but it also raises concerns about digital barriers for seniors who don't manage accounts online. The most exciting part, some local authorities are trying 24/7 senior access instead of just off-peak use. This means you might soon be able to travel for free during rush hour, which was previously restricted in many places. So, if you're turning 66 or 67 soon, make sure to check your local council's application rules. And if you already have a pass, watch out for changes in how it's renewed or used. In a time when transport costs keep rising, knowing your rights can help you stay mobile, stay social, and stay in control. Number 8. Power of Attorney Fast-Track Reform. Imagine this. A loved one suddenly becomes too unwell to make decisions, and you need to act on their behalf. But the paperwork drags on for months. That's exactly the kind of nightmare the UK government aims to fix with the 2025 Power of Attorney Fast-Track Reform. Up until now, registering a lasting power of attorney, LPA, was a slow, paper-heavy process. It could take up to 20 weeks or more, and any errors meant starting over. For seniors, especially those facing health challenges, those delays weren't just frustrating. They could be devastating. But in 2025, the Office of the Public Guardian is rolling out a fully digital LPA process with real-time ID checks, online witnesses, and faster verification tools. The new system is expected to cut processing times by more than half. Importantly, this isn't just for new applications. Those who started the process with paper forms can now choose to switch midway to digital submission. That means less waiting, fewer mistakes, and quicker legal protection for you or your loved ones. Another major improvement, built-in fraud safeguards. The new online system includes alerts for suspicious changes, duplicate requests, or false identities, something the paper system was slow to catch. If you're planning ahead or helping someone else do so, now's the perfect time to act. You'll need to decide between property and financial affairs or health and welfare LPAs or both. Either way, doing it sooner means protection if the unexpected happens. It's not the kind of paperwork anyone likes to think about, but it's one of the most important decisions you can make. And thanks to this reform, it's finally becoming faster, safer, and a lot less stressful. Number 9, council tax exemption updates. If you're over 60 and paying full council tax, you might be handing over more money than you actually need to in 2025. New updates to council tax exemption rules could mean serious savings if you know what to look for. First up, the single-person discount still offers a 25% reduction if you live alone. That part hasn't changed, but what has changed is how councils verify your status. Starting this year, local authorities are using real-time database checks to confirm household size. If you don't update your living arrangements, you might lose the discount without warning. Also new, an expansion of the severely mentally impaired SMI exemption. Previously, this was tricky to claim even for those fully eligible, but under the new rules, the application process has been simplified and GP confirmation letters can now be submitted online. That could mean full exemption for those with dementia or Alzheimer's, and possibly a backdated refund going back several years. Another update relates to home adaptations for disabilities. If your home has been modified for accessibility, like stair lifts, ramps, or widened doorways, you may qualify for a council tax ban reduction. This year, awareness campaigns are pushing councils to notify residents proactively. And here's something many don't know. If you're living with someone who receives carer's allowance and they provide 35+ hours of care each week, you could be eligible for further discounts. This isn't automatic. You have to apply, but the savings can be substantial. All these updates mean one thing. Review your council tax status this year. With the cost of living still biting, even a 25% discount or ban shift can free up hundreds of pounds annually. Money better spent on your well-being. Number 10, Online Safety Act enforcement. Scams, fake ads, and misleading health info aren't just digital annoyances. They're becoming serious threats, especially for older adults. That's why in 2025, a key part of the Online Safety Act is finally being enforced, and seniors are at the heart of it. Here's what's changing. Social media platforms, search engines, and even messaging apps are now legally required to take stronger action against scams and harmful content. That includes fake pension investment sites, misleading medical advice, and phishing messages designed to steal your personal data. What makes this law different? For the first time, companies face heavy fines, up to 10% of global revenue, if they fail to protect vulnerable users, including seniors. And it's not just about blocking content. Platforms know have to proactively identify risks and provide clear reporting tools users can actually understand. Another shift, online scam filtering tools are being introduced by default on most browsers and mobile networks. These filters will block known scam links and warn you before clicking shady URLs in emails or texts. If you've ever been unsure about a suspicious message, these tools could save you from disaster. For seniors, this is huge. Last year alone, over $450 million was lost by over 60s to digital fraud in the UK. And in many cases, victims had no idea what had happened until their accounts were drained. Still, the best defense is awareness. That's why the government is funding new digital literacy workshops, both online and through local libraries and Age UK. They're designed to help seniors recognize red flags, report threats, and navigate the internet confidently. Digital life isn't going away, but with the right protections and this new law backing you up, it can be a lot safer to enjoy. And there you have it. 10 laws that could impact your health, your wallet, and your peace of mind in 2025. Which one surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. If you found this helpful, check out our previous video on hidden pension perks most seniors miss. You won't believe number 3. We pour real time and research into every video. So, if you want to support us, just tap that subscribe button. It's one click, but it means everything.